be able to really like be in your own frame, but accept what they're preaching to you. But if you feel like what they're trying to tell you is not in line with who you are, then you don't accept it.
Yeah.
Because it's like saying, okay, you don't want to give a fuck, even though we say we don't want to give a fuck.
Like, you still have to give a little.
A little,
you know?
a little. So what makes you happy?
What makes me happy?
Yeah.
You know, waking up and doing what I want to do, not having a schedule.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video from TM University. And today here with me I have Aver. And for the sake of people who don't really know Aver, I would like Aver to introduce herself.
Yeah, so I am Ava Renee. I am a life coach, currently working on that side of my skills and talents. But today I'm sitting here with TM University, and we're going to be kind of discussing a little bit about our mental health because it is a topic that is underrated and overlooked. So we're going to kind of tell you how to beat those battles, tell you what it is that you can write down, what it is you can say to yourself, just little techniques to kind of better the mental mind. Okay,
so what do we mean, or what do you mean when you said mental health?
So, you know, I always have said life is a mental game. You know, everything you do is mental, right? You have your emotional, physical, physiological, and spirituality. So if you, for example, wake up in the morning and you think this is going to be the worst day ever, you're going to lose all your money, you know, just a very bad day, right? It's going to be that way. Why? Because that's the first thought you had jumping out of bed, right? So majority of humans, they wake up and what do? Check their phones. So if you're checking your phone, you're kind of seeking validation from somebody else or something, right? You're not seeking it from within yourself or whatever your religious or spiritual beliefs are. So you're kind of delaying that mentality to get you to start the day, if that makes sense.
Okay. So talking about seeking validation, right? Because it's something that happens to every one of us, right? We all need that to survive sometimes.
That's the ego speaking.
So at what point does seeking validation become too much? Because we all need that, whether we like it or not.
Right.
Like people say, oh, people seeking validation, but my question to you, at what point does it become too much?
Too much.
Because everybody want to, you know, I would love for people to tell me that I look good.
Right.
When they tell you, it's like energy, you feel it. But at the same time, people will say, oh, don't seek. But at what point does seeking become too much?
You know, that's a great question. I have battled with this because, you know, looking at celebrities, for example, they expect now to go outside and have cameras all over them, right? They expect now to have people outside their house, right? So when you are at the point of expecting something from somebody else, you should never expect anything, in my opinion. Then I think that's when it becomes, again, greed, and you're just self-absorbed. Now, for example, say you're going outside, somebody gives you a compliment, right? Hey, you look good today, love the haircut. That's not seeking validation. That's just somebody being nice.
Saying the
I
truth.
think, being a regular human. But for example, again, these celebrities or people who are narcissistic, they they're looking for something.
Okay.
You shouldn't be looking for anything,
Okay.
I don't think, because what you're looking for is already here. You're just not seeing it.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
That was a good answer, though, because that would bring me. Do you listen to hip hop?
No.
You know Kanye West?
Yeah.
All right. You know Kanye West very well, right? He loves validation from people.
Right.
And you made mention of something like all these celebrities, right? They want paparazzi at their doorstep or whatever. But with Kanye, he want it, but when they come at him, he's gonna start fighting them.
And don't get me wrong, too, like, you know, we all have a voice. We're all supposed to be heard, spoken, right? But when it comes to the point where not everybody can share their voice, I think that's when it's a problem, too. Because, again, these celebrities, you know, they're the top dogs, and now females are listening to Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. People are listening to Lil Baby and whoever else. So it's like that's their idol, you know? That's when it's like, okay, are you thinking for yourself? And again, that comes back to your mentality, because now you're allowing others to control you or have a sense of control.
Okay. So
Not to get deep.
I know, because I love Kanye West.
I do
to be honest with you, I
too.
love him. Like, I love his concept. I love his creativity, how he thinks. But it's just funny, like, he would do some certain things. You'd be like, Kanye, what are you doing?
Right.
You understand? But it is what it is. Life goes on. So, second question to you. Like, you're talking about mental health, right? Spirituality, emotional part, the physical part. Which one do you think is at the top? Like, for you to be fully mentally okay, which one do you think should be at the top? Is it going to be the physical or the spiritual or
Oh, just I got this answer.
Did you get my question?
Emotional.
Emotional should be at the top?
Emotional, because there's intelligence and there's emotional IQ. So if you don't know the difference between the two, definitely do your own research. But intelligence, yes, some people are slower than others. It's just a developmental process. Nobody is smarter than the other person. It's just being allowed, or it's just being able to access your mind and being open-minded, right? So with the emotional side of things, again, a lot of people ruin great opportunities and conversations and just stuff for themselves because they can't control their emotions.
Yeah.
So if you were at school and you were that kid who always was the one jumping on the tables and throwing things at people in the lunch cafeteria, just starting chaos, those were your emotions, and that was anger, right? A lot of people go through these emotions. We all feel the same thing, just in a different way. And that's what makes us individual. So if you're angry, for instance, what can you do to release that emotion or release that feeling? Because the feeling only happens, for about 90 seconds. So once you feel that...
It's like 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yes. So sit there with that feeling. Ask yourself why you're feeling that. Why am I angry? Okay. And then let it go. If you can't let it go, there's something else.
I think that's what they call acceptance, when people go through griefs or something.
Right.
And they're trying to,
And everybody has their own time frame for that feeling, but there's a proper way to do it, to let it go.
Wow. So which one comes next?
What?
Mental, right?
So emotional?
We have emotional, you say emotional
so
is
emotional
number one.
and then mental, again, because if you're not properly eating, right, then you can't feed your brain right. If you're not watching the right things, you're not feeding your brain right. The things you listen to at nighttime while you're playing The Simpsons and you're going to sleep, that's subconsciously feeding into you, okay? So it's all a matter of how your environment. Is your environment messy? Do you live in anxiety, basically? Do you live in clutter? That's kind of what that is. So I always say, like, your external environment is an internal environment. So if you're living in clutter, pick it up. See how your mental changes.
Okay. Contrary to what you said, right? I believe, for me, I'm not trying to argue, but I just believe physical is more. I feel like physical should be above, because, for instance, say I'm sick, right? When I'm sick, that could affect my emotion right there. And that could throw me off. So say I'm sick now. How do I control my emotions so that it won't jeopardize
I love that. I love that we're going this way. So
anything I'm going to do for the rest of the day, because I remember I'll give you an example. I was talking to Mason yesterday, right? He went out day before yesterday, and he had a hangover, right? He came to the gym yesterday morning. It was like,
Terrible.
yeah, I'm like,
Sluggish.
but he still made it to the gym, but
Right.
in the sense, he can't really work out. He wanted to work out, but he couldn't work out. And I'm like, what happened? He's just saying, it's my body. I try to sleep.
So, okay, speaking on this, right?
Yeah.
So you want physical to come before mental, right? So we
Yeah.
have emotional, I said mental, you're
Yeah.
saying physical.
Yeah.
So because, okay, he went out, did what he did, right? He had a mentality of, oh, I'm hungover, I can't do this. So what is he thinking? What is his body feeling? Oh, I don't want to go to the gym. I can't make it to the gym. I don't want to work out.
He still
right?
made it to the gym.
But
Yeah.
if his mentality was in the mindset of, okay, I'm hungover, but I do want to make it to the gym. I know I can do this. I know I can work out. I'm going to get through this workout.
Okay.
Then that's where your physical comes in.
Okay.
So mentally, you have to put yourself in that mindset of, I will get to the gym.
Okay.
Then your body follows.
Okay.
So if you're physically going, right, so he got to the gym and was sluggish and didn't feel good, whatever.
He couldn't work out.
Yeah.
He would
He's
try
mentally
so
fighting
hard to.
himself
Yeah.
inside because it's like, oh, I'm hungover, I don't feel good, I feel sick, you know. So I can see where you're coming from, but I'm gonna stand on mine. So,
Okay.
because again, for example, if you're going to work, right? You just work literally all day, every day. How is your mental feeling?
For me or for everybody?
For just in general.
For me, I would say for the first 5 days, I would be okay.
Yeah.
So 6th, 7th day, I'd be like, damn. I feel like my body's telling me something. Because
Right.
before, I'll tell you this, I don't usually, I would say I don't understand how my body works.
Okay.
But
that's
lately
okay.
I've been trying to like, okay.
Tune into your body.
Yeah. So, and that was the reason why you see me saying, okay, my physical has to come first. So by the 6th, 7th day, I'll be like, damn, I just need to rest because my body's telling me something.
Right.
And through what I'm feeling in my body, it's gonna go through how I feel.
So then after you sit here on those days, what is your mental telling you? It's saying, oh, I can either push myself and keep going, or I can listen to my body and sit and relax.
I will be so forceful. Like I just, you know how like before, like this is how I work. When I work, I like to pay attention to details, right? So 6 days, just like I just want to be there, just do, okay, I'm done, I gotta go home.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to each their own, but I think
Yeah.
from both sides it's pretty.
Yeah. And let me ask you, when it comes to emotions, right? Right? Because you pretty much into this. You do yoga, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think men and women are the same when it comes to emotions?
You know, I think in a sense we are. We just don't know how to accept them.
Okay.
Because again, we all feel the same things, just in
Okay.
different ways.
Okay.
And you know, I will speak on.
No, what do you mean we feel the same thing but in different ways?
So like we can.
Okay, we feel the same thing but in different. Okay,
so we can
okay.
feel anger right now together,
Okay.
but you might be angry for a different reason than I am.
Okay.
So, does that make sense?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I say that, that's what I mean.
Okay.
But as far as like speaking on the male side of things, I think the society set males up to be suppressing emotions all the time, every day. So now these guys are out here hard bodies trying to understand what's going on
But
internally.
you people, you're not even helping us because I was talking to Mason the other day, right? I see many jacked up women at the gym than men. these
Jacked-
days.
I know.
Did you see that?
Oh my
Did you
gosh,
notice
and I'm
that?
glad you said that because I could agree. Like, women are over here trying to look like men. And, like, I'm not trying to by any means be a bodybuilder or anything. I want to tone my
Honestly.
body and work on what I want to work on. But I definitely agree. So you see these women over here because, again, women, like, I can't speak for everybody, but I had a lot of anger as a child, aggression, right?
Okay.
For things I didn't understand or couldn't
Did you see
accept.
therapies?
Huh?
for that? Did you see therapy for that?
Oh yeah, and I see a
Okay.
counselor right now, a therapist right now. There's
Okay.
nothing wrong with that, okay? Don't let anybody tell you differently. And so what they're doing is people are coming to the gym and trying to release those emotions by putting it into bodybuilding and just the wrong ways. There's other ways to do it. Like my anger release is the punching bag.
Okay.
That's a great way.
Yeah.
But you've got people over here deadlifting 400 or 500 pounds. You're
I could show you
break
something on my phone. She hip thrust 585 pounds.
Yeah.
Hip thrust.
Oh God. This
I
just
saw
makes
them
it
like,
hard.
damn, like you could beat me up.
Right.
Yeah.
And I will say too, it comes to the masculinity and the femininity in every individual person.
Okay.
And I will speak for myself, not sure about anybody else, but I was living in my masculinity for a very long time because I was scared and I was doubting and, just trauma, things like that. So you kind of embrace that where it's like, oh, I have to be mucho macho,
Okay.
I have to look buff to protect myself. Why?
Okay.
Because we've been hurt plenty of times. And that can go for guys too.
Wow.
More on the feminine side or masculine.
Wow.
So that's why, relationships are needed, being, women on women or male on women, whatever your preference, because you have to balance that out for each other to allow each individual to be feminine or masculine and to bring that out in each other.
I feel like we both have some certain character or trait that share both femininity and masculinity.
Right.
Because as a man, sometimes like the way society wants us to be, toughen up,
Yeah.
don't cry, do this, do that. But if we want to be honest with ourselves at some point in time, you need a
You have to feel emotions.
Yeah,
it's a point of being
you
human.
need that. So
like,
if you look at it, it's like, I don't want to say, let me say it's a roller coaster. But I feel like as a man, your masculinity should be more. Because there's no how you can't enjoy life if you are always in your masculine frame all the time.
Right.
You understand? Even dealing with women sometimes, if you always, you're not going to have a good relationship.
Exactly.
Because you won't be able to understand her, then she won't be able to understand you. And for you, I don't care how people say it, for you to say you want to have a partner when it comes, even men sometimes, you can't be in your masculine frame, because to me, I feel like masculine frame all the time is like, how will I say, it's like a life and death survivor. Like you just want to feed yourself, and you can't
it's
live like
survival
that.
mode. It's not living. And, that comes to the mental again, because like for me personally, I was in this mindset of, oh, people are against me and, nobody wants me to do good, things like that. So it's all about what you tell yourself too. And, there's different techniques for that, like journaling, the gym, taking walks.
Does that work?
Journaling?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it does. To each their own, but
I never tried that before.
Yeah, there's different ways to do it. It's, sitting there writing and talking as if you're talking to your future self or talking to your child self or talking in third person. Like, there's so many different techniques. And even voice podcasts. Like, I sit here on my phone, I'll do voice memos, talk to myself, right? Call me crazy. I don't give a fuck. Sorry. Don't believe that.
Come on.
But it's just, there's so many different things that people are not being open-minded to help their mental, because they're stuck in this TV screen, right? Just right here.
To be honest with you, with what you said about saying, I don't, like you said, fuck it. I feel like that's the best way to live life.
Yeah.
Like, care about people that don't give a fuck about what they think. Because sometimes people change.
And that comes from the validation too. You're seeking validation from somebody else, like, oh, do they think I look good? Do they think I smell? Like, things like that. Why does it fucking matter? You are you, and that's okay. People smell. Why? Because you're at the gym working out and you're sweating. People don't look good sometimes. Why? Because you don't feel good internally and you just had a rough 12-hour shift.
Even God that created us, it's only God that is perfect.
Yeah.
You understand? But you have to understand, but smelling all the time, it's no.
So like, yeah.
But once in a while,
You know what I mean.
Yeah, everybody's like sometimes I do that to myself. I'm like, okay, am I?
Yeah. But that also comes back to knowing yourself. Like, if you're sitting here wondering why that person feels that type of way about you, or, they think that way about you, then you're worrying about the wrong things. You're not living your life to where it could potentially and should be. You're stuck in the past. Why? Because you're thinking about the things that don't matter and nobody cares about, really. Like, I used to do that. I used to sit here and wonder why or what people think about me all day long.
Really?
Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares?
So how did you get out?
That's
From
kind of
that
the
kind of
ego.
thinking.
So sometimes it's the ego, like how people see you.
Yeah.
And again, that's the validation too. So sometimes we're put into this situation or environment where people want you to play the role they want you to be. So then your ego starts taking that on. It's
but at the
absorption.
same time, you have to be able to be cooperative with people too. Because, like, let me say, Bible say that, maybe God said, but let me say, Bible say that for two people to get off the phone.
Sorry.
So for two people to move together or in one direction, they have to really understand each other, meaning they have to be on the same page.
Yeah.
So if you're in a group, if you're in a society, same way, you are the stop sign, you stop. You understand? It's not like they want to control you, but it's just trying to put
direct you or guide you,
like an order in place or like a structure. So with that, I would say sometimes what other people still think about you, it matters, but you have to be able to I'm trying to look for how to say it, like you have to be able to really like be in your own frame, but accept what they're preaching to you. But if you feel like what they're trying to tell you is not in line with who you are, then you don't accept it.
Yeah.
Because it's like saying, okay, you don't want to give a fuck, even though we say we don't want to give a fuck.
Like you still have to give a little.
A little,
you know?
a little. So what makes you happy?
What makes me happy? You know, waking up and doing what I want to do, not having a schedule.
Money don't make you happy?
I mean, money makes me happy, yes.
Okay.
But
friends don't make you happy?
Friends make me happy, yes.
Okay.
But honestly, asking that question, it's not external things that make me happy, it's internally. Yeah, because...
Do you feel it when you're happy?
And that's,
what do you feel when you're happy?
You know, just gratitude.
Okay.
Gratitude.
Of waking up?
That's the best way I can put it, because... You know, God placed us on this earth for a reason, and we may not know that reason all the way completely just yet for some of us, but there is a reason, and in due time it will tell. Wow. So if you externally look for happiness, you know, money does buy happiness. It buys experiences, things like that. But if you're allowing that to always control you and your happiness, or somebody else to control your happiness, you're not truly happy. Wow. You have to make yourself happy.
All right, for the sake of time, so in case people want to find you, where can people find you? I'm still going to bring you back.
Yeah,
because I love this, you know. It's so refreshing for me. I don't know about you, but I really love this.
It's the stimulating conversations I like to bring to the table. But you can find me on Instagram @_AVA_RENAE, Ava Renee. And I also have a YouTube as well. You can subscribe, like, comment, do whatever you will with that. It is CKO overall, and it is life coaching. So tune in. If not, oh well.
So what will be your last, you know, say you want to say something to, okay, today's Thursday, right?
Right.
Something that will carry me for the rest of my week positively. Like, okay, once I remember this, if it say this, okay, I'm good. Just to keep me, you know, in check.
Together.
Yeah.
So as the week continues, notice the feelings that arise. Sit with that feeling.
Okay.
And think about if it's really you or if it's that emotion. If it's that emotion, let it go instantly. Wow. Why? Because you're wasting your time trying to figure out what it's controlling.
Wow, you're really smart.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's my surprise. Looking at you, buddy, like I'm like, but you're really smart, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Keep it up. Thanks for coming out today, and thanks for your time.
Always.
And thanks for the word of, you know.
If you guys have any comments or questions, concerns, please leave them down below, and definitely like and subscribe.
Thank you.